Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Commodity Futures Report for Wednesday, February 16th. We'll just have a quick look at the yields here, then the dollar, and then gold, and so on. So, as you may know, we've been looking at this as an A wave and then a B wave down at this low here, and then counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and then for wave C here, we're looking at 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So we've got a little bit further to move up there. We could just have a look at that, maybe the hourly chart or 15-minute chart or something or other. So we've look at this as 1 and 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, we've still got a little bit more of a high here to go into here. So we can look at this as wave 1 and 2 here, then 1, 2, 3 coming up to here, 4 and 5 up here. Once we get up to here, we should see another like pullback at that point there, and anything above that high, then we'll need to change our count at that particular point in time. But that's where those notes are. The US dollar here, this is a monthly chart here. So the euro is doing the opposite here. Well, it's doing the same in a triangle, but will be in the opposite sort of direction. So I won't look at that. You can look at the euro markets for the euro dollar on that. But so basically what we're trying to figure out here really is that it's possible to have a triangle pattern here. If it's not a triangle pattern here, then we can well, I won't look at the other patterns just yet, but we're just sort of focused on this here. Yeah, so let's just go in and have a look at that. There's different ways to count all of this here, but we are getting quite close to, well, the 61.8% retracement level at that stage. So let's just go to the daily chart here. So this is one way to count this here. We can look at this as an A wave here and a B wave here, and if that's the case, then we can look at this moving up here as well. There's two ways to look at it. We can also look at this as an A and a B wave here, and then if it was going to be an A and a B here, for example, then this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and finish at this point. So I'm thinking there's still a little bit more to go here, but currently we're just looking at this as the A wave here, the B wave here, and the C wave here, and then another push up. So that's kind of where we are at the moment. So there's different ways to count this B wave, D wave here for this triangle. So we'll need to confirm that with the euro when it comes into play. But on the intraday tick chart, yeah, so there's a couple of different ways to count it, but basically we're looking down here for the A wave here and then looking for a B wave back into the box here. So we've pretty much got that. So we'll be looking for a C wave to move down next. Weren't really interested in trading a lot of this at this stage, but yeah, we just need to work out the bigger picture first, but we need to move through a few things. So this here can be a little wave 4 here. This is one of the problems that we need to solve along the way here, but yeah, we'll get there with that. But anyway, you could look for a turn down in that dollar there. So yesterday we talked about this triangle pattern here with gold in terms of getting this. Well, this is the same thing that happened with crude oil, by the way, and it's all got to do, well, I can't say that for sure, but I assume that it's got to do with the Ukraine-Russian argument at the moment. So yeah, so we were looking at this in a particular way here. So we've got this well, still much the same, the A, the B, the C here, but then looking at this as an A wave. Whoops, today market jumped platform jumped around a bit then. So an A wave here, then the B, C, and then I've just extended the D wave up here as an A and a B and a C for the A wave, an A and a B and a C here, because we did get 5 waves down here, remember, for the D wave, and then pushing this wave C up to here. Now, if the market took out this top here or got support on the 19, then we would grab this wave 4 here and put it under this here and call it a day at that particular point. But I wanted to see what happened with the conflict with the Eastern Bloc there, and yeah, it looks like we've got a top in for crude, and we could also have a top in here for this as well. If that is the case, Now we have to start our A, B, and C down here. So we'll look for a 5-3-5 structure coming down. Hopefully it's that simple. It could be a WXY as well. We'll just have to see how that sort of plays out. But also too, we need to confirm the top in there. So I'll just go to the 4-hour chart. It does appear that from yesterday, when we're talking here, we've seen that spike come down through here. So that's pretty much an impulse wave here. So we could probably see some sort of rally here and then another move down from that point. A bit of a head and shoulders here in this particular case. So any short trades you could probably want to short through at that point there. So let's just see first of all if we do break lower, and also break lower in terms of from this low here, because if this is a bullish move here as an impulse wave, then we need to kind of acknowledge that, and that would bring us down to this 50-60% retracement level down at that point. So it could still move to here and then move up. So what we're looking for to help confirm this is a 5-wave move down for the A wave here, and then we'll have the B wave across the 18, and then the C wave down here, and then finish off at that point. And then we're back on track. So essentially that conflict on the Ukraine-Russian situation has sort of thrown us out here for this, but I really wanted to stay on track because it was very difficult to, going back to the daily chart here, just to the reason I wanted to stay with it for is because I didn't have a good basis to call the low in. I know that I could have put, you know, the wave 4 over here for a regular flat, but that wouldn't be any good because I don't really have a 5-wave move here. I could go 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, but they didn't really give me the internal wave structures I was looking for. So the only other best fit is here. So now we, you know, because of that conflict, it's sort of thrown our you know, analysis out a little bit, but I just wanted to be a little bit stubborn on it because I didn't really have a basis to send the market higher here, you know. So yeah, so I think that we can put this wave C of D in here, and then we need to look for this ABC here. But now we need to, you know, we need to get evidence of this here now as well. So it's been a long haul, and that conflict has made things even a bit more tricky, but you know, that's what triangles do. They wear you out to the bittersweet end. And yeah, so to be cool, to be patient, and to wait for the right time. So that's what we're doing. We could also see the stochastics here on the daily chart kind of peaking up here, but you'd expect them to peak when they, you know, when they take out previous highs. That's what they do, and they can flatline. Surprising it hasn't flatlined, but it's moved a bit quickly. So look, there we go for that. And oil's the same. Silver will be the same as well. Now I was looking at this as a triangle pattern here, which would make sort of sense, but it doesn't have to. We can still look at this as down for 1 and back for 2 at this point. So we can still have this wave 2 over here on that note there, and look down for 3, 4 and 5. But that would move a little bit quicker than the gold market, so in terms of the pattern ending. So I'll just keep this here for a little bit, and we'll just see how it goes. But you know, the same thing goes here. From this low here, it's hard to look at that as an impulse wave, or even up for 1 and 2 and up for 1 and 2. I suppose we could look at it as wave 1 here, and then an A wave here, then a B wave here, and a C wave here. That's doable. But anyway, I didn't have a solid basis for you know, calling us to go at that particular point, you know. So that's why yeah, we just chilled on it really, and we'll see how that plays out. The iron ore market here, just for the BHP, Rio and FMG and Vale iron ore traders, we've got our little 5 waves up here, and we've been looking, we'll look for a wave 2 back. So once we can confirm that we've got a 5-3-5 structure here, then we can make our move in here. And as I mentioned, with just using BHP here in Australia, because BHP's traded in, well, it's not traded in the UK anymore. I wonder if it's traded in Stuttgart still, and obviously it's traded on the New York desk. But in the same thing here, this, we can look at this here as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the same as iron ore, and then an ABC pattern back here. So that's what we're looking at. We'll have our buying opportunities here for Rio, BHP, FMG, Vale, and so on and so on. So that's where that is. Crude oil, yesterday we wanted to, we traded long in this last little bit. We've traded long in through here. We've done sort of okay out of it. I've just been very conservative and counted sort of from the bottom up. We did extend the wave structure up one more leg, and I can lift it up another leg as well here, because I know that this market would like to get to the 10,000, well, the $100 in this case, just a CFD pricing product here. So this is what we're looking at yesterday, and we're looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Didn't quite get as high as I thought it would to the 9.5, but there we are. So now we need to just see what we get here in this space, but I can take it up another notch as well to take us higher if need be. But I need to see this move down here as corrective. So we can, as I mentioned yesterday, we can let it move this out the way a little bit. We can turn this wave, we can put this top as a wave 3 here, and then have a wave 4 here, and then push up to wave 5. But I need to get some evidence of that, so we're looking for, well, the A wave, a B wave, and a C wave coming back to the wave 4 of one lesser degree. And once I recognize that that's corrective, then we'll go for another long trade up here, if that's going to be the case, because all of this pushing up here was part of that conflict there, and there's lots of energy stories to push that price up. So now we'll see some reprieve on that now, just on the, I think we're looking at the tick chart for this. So on the tick chart, just put it on 250 here for this for the moment. So yeah, this is where we're looking at it yesterday, basically looking at wave 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, and I thought it might push up higher, but it's interesting it didn't find support on top of minor group 1. So if you know the trading levels, 9 is a medium level here, then 1, 2 and 3 is top of group 1. So if it found support on this, it would have pushed to the 5, but didn't get that support there. So now it's back here. Now it looks a bit impulsive here. I'll just give this a little bit of time. We don't need to do too much here. If there's going to be any rally here, just be mindful, because it will just go back to the 50-60% sort of area in here for this. So back up to the 9.2 sort of thing, and then some but if it's a wave 4, it's going to get rather complicated, right? So this is what we're looking for, a down move and then an up move and so on. So yeah, I'll just be a little bit careful here. If we get support on top of group 1 here with a classic trading levels pattern across that level there, then by all means, if you get this on that top of group 1, the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level, the ABC, and then support here, well then obviously go long from that point. You know the drill. We didn't get it here. If you get it here, then that will take us high, but otherwise we'll need to be mindful of a large, either a top in place here, because we're sort of looking at as well 5, 5, 5 of 1 or A here, and then a bigger correction here, or we're going to get the wave 4. So we'll just give it a bit of time to figure out, let's let it show us what it's going to be, and then we can just pick up the golden thread and pick up that trade again. So for copper here, now this is kind of interesting really, because you know, I've had to expand the triangle out, because I had an impulse wave here that was good, and then we got that impulse wave there, and I thought, well, okay, we're off. And then we had this sharp drop here that hasn't really destroyed the count, but it's just not looking good. You know, a breach of that low here would confirm that we're in a triangle pattern here, but it does basically put us in the same pattern as, you know, tuning in with gold now, doesn't it? You know, so with gold we're going from a wave D back to a wave E for wave 4, a 1 degree higher, but I could just bring them in at the same degree as well. That doesn't really matter. It's the pattern that matters. So yeah, unless we take this top out here, then we'll be in this triangle pattern. As you know, we're sort of working through that, but it does bring it in sort of with gold. And we can look at this on the tick chart as well and get a bit of, is 20 enough or too much, or yeah. So what we're looking at here, see, it's just looking like 3 waves up here. And if I had a nice clean ABC pattern back, well then I could probably go with it, because we haven't taken out the low. So it's not totally over, but this is looking a little bit impulsive down here. So we'll look for this rally coming back, which is a bit like gold really at the moment. So they're really tuning into each other. So yeah, that can pull up to there. So we'll just allow, or like I said yesterday, we'll just allow this to be for a while. There's, you know, if it's going to be like this here, it's going to be it's going to be it's going to be a bit like this really. So it's kind of pointless trading it, but you know, we'll just keep an eye on it basically. And but you know, when this shows itself over here, we'll know, and that's when we have to pick up our long trades. If you're long in the ETFs, well then I suggest staying there really. And use these as dollar cost averaging and buying on these lows when they come in. Of course, if the top gets taken out here, then I've got this wrong, and then we can go long again, and we'll look at this as 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. But I don't see 1 and 2 in here. I don't see an ABC for 2 in here for that. Alrighty, looking at nickel. So with nickel, I'm looking at it in two particular ways. One is that we've got wave 1 here with an A and a B and a C wave here for wave 2, and then this is a new impulse wave moving to the upside. I really kind of like it starting to shape up quite nicely like that, but we still need to take out these highs here. We're on group 1 here, so it's good. We need to, you know, I thought we may have had it here, but we put it on the top here. In fact, I'll just leave it up there for the moment. If that's breached, then we know that we're on the long side at that point, and we can look at that as wave 2. But otherwise, this little spike here that came in, we need to acknowledge that as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for the A wave, and then all of this for a B wave up to this point, and then down for the C wave here. So anyway, we're getting there. It's just been a bit of a long plod for all of this. B waves can be big and ugly. If it was a wave 2, I wouldn't say that it was a wave 2, because in comparison to what's going on here, it's too big. But as a B wave, it can be there, because in all structures, you know, if wave 2 is simple, then wave 4 is complex. If wave 2 is complex, then wave 4 will be simple. If wave A is simple, then wave B will be complex. So wave A here being simple in 5 waves can make wave B complex. So that means wave C it'll be simple, complex, simple, or simple, complex, and more complex. But I think that this would be simple here, and we can start probably looking at it as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a little bit dodgy, and then wave 2 here. If we were looking at to the downside, I'm just saying here just to give a bit of perspective on the count. You know, I don't know if that's quite right yet. This wave 4 is a bit high, and yada yada yada. So yeah, there's a lot going on here just at the moment. So it'll become clear very shortly. I would imagine if copper and gold and that are going to come down, there might be a reason for some of those to come down, but then this might come down with them in that case. Uranium. I'm thinking that there's another low to come in here, and I'm getting that from looking at stocks, but I could be wrong. If I am wrong, then we need to look at these as a series of 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and so on, and building to the upside. But yeah, a breach of that low there would consider another move down through here. It's not the best 5 waves down here. I can squeeze it in. Let's just go to the tick chart and check on that. So we've got a bit of data here, that's enough. So yeah, I was thinking that we've got a bit more to another low to come into play here, but I can be wrong. So we're just looking at this here as an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave to here. Now I know that we can look at it as wave 1 and 2 here, and then we can look at this as wave, I need to take it up a peg, down a peg, and wave 2 at this point here, which is possible. It looks like an A and a B and a C to this particular point, so it's possible. This is that little move that it's done here. You see that little move here compared to all that length here, and then it's just popped up a little bit here. But at the same time, the stochastics has kind of raced up halfway between that high and that low here. So it's moved up quite quickly. So it's telling me that it's corrective, this move up here. But anyway, we'll keep an eye on it. We can still run with it as 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, but the ABC can play out here, and the ABC could get even a bit more complicated here as well. So we need to keep an eye on a few things, but yeah, I wouldn't trade long at this point with that. So we just need to monitor that as well. And then we've got natural gas here, so we're in the triangle pattern here again as well for this. So we've got the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave here. For the C wave, we're looking for an A wave and a B wave and a C wave, and then obviously the D and the E. But let's go in and pick this up here, because we counted 5 waves down here that were pretty clear. So we knew we were going to get some sort of rally here, and that's taken you know, good few days now, if not longer, for all of that to occur, but it is moving along quite nicely. Let's just bring in a bit more data here to check on that. So we'd been counting down here, and we had our first little 5 waves here, so we thought, oh well, we've got 5 waves off the low here, so we're going to get another push, so we labeled that wave 3 and 4. I'd like to label this wave 5 here for this, but it doesn't give me a really good crack at it. I can see we've got 1 and 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 3rd, 4th and 5th wave here. So maybe you know, maybe I've got to put this over here for this wave over here, and look at this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 over here, and 5 here for just the A wave. So just reshaping this a little bit and moving this out, because I am short of structure in here, unless I've missed something like in here, but that looks like 1 and 2. I think I'm okay with all of that, so I'll have to go with that. So we're still not in our B wave. I mean, it makes a nice B wave, but I'm missing something. So it looks a little bit impulsive up there, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like it wants to go a bit further. So it looks like the extension's in wave 1 with 3 there. So we'll probably see something like this, and then the ABC correction over here for that, for this wave B. So I think we'll be a bit of a classic trading levels pattern across the 4-3 there, which could create an opportunity. So I think we're over here somewhere. This could come down a bit lower into that, but I think that needs to just push a little bit higher up there to finish that off. So that will be our A wave to here, then our B wave to here, and then our C wave over to here. So we can move that across over here somewhere. That will be that. Get rid of that. In fact, get rid of all of those for the time being. A few more of them anyway. So once we've got our B wave up there, then we need to come down for our C wave here. And then we've got our D wave over here. Just keep moving these along, but kind of you know where we are in all of that. So that's that. So we just go back to our daily chart for a moment. Just fill that space in a bit better. So from this high to this low here, we're looking for a move into this space. And I can move these out of the way a bit. You always need to adjust things. So we're looking at this being the A wave, then there'll be a B wave and a C wave to there. Oh no, that's, yeah. Right, okay, that's not, yeah, that's all good, but let's just fill these spaces in a little bit here. An A wave, a B wave in the box, and then a C wave down here for that, for wave C. I don't know if we can tune it in, it's a bit, it's not running that. I was thinking of the other commodities, you know. And then the D, and then the E wave. You know, I was just sort of thinking, should we bring it in line with gold and those other ones, you know? But I don't think that's the case, but I'll keep an eye on that idea anyway. So there we have it in a bit better shape at that particular point in time. So yeah, so that's it, isn't it? Gas, yeah, that's just Ethereum. So alrighty, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.